Hello, Kauai. Here's our COVID-19 briefing from Team Kauai for Friday, December 4th. Happy Aloha Friday. The Department of Health is reporting no new cases today. We currently have 14 active cases, all in isolation and 1 hospitalized. We have 56 people in health-directed quarantine as close contacts. Our cumulative case count is now 138, including 121 confirmed locally, 1 probable, and 16 tested elsewhere, but reported after arrival on island. For additional information on our COVID cases, please visit kauai.gov/COVID-19. Pursuant to Mayor's Emergency Rule 23, Kauai's temporary moratorium on the Safe Travels program is now in effect. This means all travelers arriving on Kauai are subject to a 14-day mandatory quarantine, regardless of any pre- or post-travel test. This mandatory 14-day quarantine will apply to all travelers, including visitors and residents who are flying from the mainland and inter-island. There is no testing exemption, but we are aware that Governor Ige is considering new CDC quarantine guidance and could reduce the length of the travel quarantine down to the recommended 10 days. We will continue to keep you updated as we are updated. If you are a resident, you may fulfill your quarantine at home. Visitors are also allowed to stay at a private residence so long as the property is not listed as a TVR or Airbnb or VRBO, unless the traveler is the listed property owner. Travelers can also stay in hotels and motels, however, but are not allowed to leave the hotel room unless the property is an enhanced movement quarantine property, commonly referred to as a resort bubble. If you're staying in an approved resort bubble, you will be able to leave your room and enjoy many of the amenities of the resort property while you're in quarantine, such as swim in the pool or take a walk around the property, so long as you don't leave the property. Approved resort bubble locations include the Cliffs at Princeville, Hilton Garden Inn, Ko'akea, Kukui Ula, Timbers, Kauai Marriott, and the Grand Hyatt. Other properties have applications pending. The county's modified quarantine program remains in place for inter-island travelers, including critical infrastructure workers, essential medical travel, or other special circumstances. To apply for a modified quarantine, please visit www.kauai.gov/COVID-19 and click on the Modified Quarantine Request button at the top of the page. Transpac travelers seeking a modified quarantine request can go to the Attorney General's website at ag.hawaii.gov/travel exemption. We restored the quarantine because of our island's increased COVID-19 numbers and the massive increases in case numbers on the mainland, particularly in West Coast states, which is our largest visitor market. All the West Coast states have also implemented 14-day quarantines on incoming travelers, and many counties in those states are implementing full lockdowns. By getting ahead of a surge in cases here on Kauai, our hope is to avoid a lockdown on our island and continue in Tier 4, which is the least restrictive tier. The suspension on the Safe Travels program is intended to be temporary, and we fully expect there will be modifications. As we have said repeatedly, our preference would be to continue with the Safe Travels program utilizing a mandatory post-travel test, and we are hopeful we can find a way to implement such a program so that we can continue to welcome travelers in a way that keeps our residents safe. As of today, all 4 of Hawaii's mayors have agreed on a unified proposal to require that the Safe Travels program require all incoming Transpac travelers to take a pre-travel test, along with a second post-travel test 3 to 4 days after arrival. This statewide proposal has been presented to Governor Ige for his consideration. This model is consistent with CDC travel guidelines, which discourages travel overall. However, the CDC specifies that if you must travel, you should take a pre- and post-travel test. To view the CDC's travel guidelines, please visit cdc.gov/COVID-19/travel. Our team is developing a new online Kauai arrival form to speed up travelers processing through Lihue Airport. The online form can now be completed before travel. It replaces a paper form that all quarantine travelers must complete upon arrival to Kauai. This form allows health officials to monitor arrivals and help police track and enforce quarantine requirements. The new digital form will be available Monday, December 7th at the county's COVID website at kauai.gov/COVID-19. If you are a Kauai resident interested in being tested for COVID-19, Kauai County and the Hawaii State Department of Health provides free COVID-19 testing at rotating sites every Sunday through the end of the year. These tests are available to all residents for free, including those who are uninsured. Please pre-register at kauai.gov/test. The next testing site is this Sunday, December 6th at the Brian J. Baptiste Sports Complex in Kapa'a, followed by December 13th at Hanapepe Stadium and December 20th at Vidina Stadium in Lihue. Testing is available every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. through December 27th. Participants should register in advance at kauai.gov/test. Bring your registration confirmation and an ID to the testing site. Test results are expected in 3 to 5 days. However, if you are experiencing symptoms and have health insurance, please contact your physician immediately. Do not wait for surge testing to be tested. If you do plan on participating in surge testing, please consider also supporting the Toys for Tots toy drive. The County Department of Health and Kauai Marine Corps League will conduct drive-up Toys for Tots drop-off at each of the next 3 surge testing locations. You can get a test and also drop off a new unwrapped toy in a safe, socially distanced manner at the same time. A toy donation is not required to participate in the free testing program. All toys and donations received for our local Toys for Tots campaign are strictly for Kauai's keiki. Mahalo to all the volunteers who came together to hold this toy drive safely during the pandemic, including the Kauai Marine Corps League, the Salvation Army, and the Lions Club, and volunteers from our participating county and state departments. The county has opened registration for Winter Fun, which will run on weekdays at Lihue Neighborhood Center and Kalaheo Neighborhood Center from December 21st to 31st. For children ages 5 to 11, there is a $50 fee. Register at kauairecreation.org. Enrollment is limited and will be accepted on a first-come, first-served basis. In November, the Kauai County Housing Agency and the Kauai Community Alliance hosted the second annual Kauai Housing Connect Homeless Outreach event at Anini, Lidgate, and Salt Pond Beach Parks. 50 nonprofit agencies offered services including flu vaccinations, vision screening, and other social services and resources. They conducted 125 surveys and gathered much-needed data, which will help better assist our houseless community and others in need. Mahalo to the Housing Agency and all of our partners. There are still several food distribution programs underway on our island. The State Department of Education's Grab and Go School Meals program runs weekdays through Friday, December 18th. The program provides free meals to children ages 18 and younger. 1 lunch per child is provided. Please call your local school for serving times. The county and the 2 Kauai food banks are conducting the Kupa'a Kauai food distributions every week through the end of the year for food insecure individuals and families. Households can pick up food once per week but must pre-register. Registration starts on Saturdays for the next week, and you're asked to register at least 48 hours before the distribution. Please be sure your email is correct. To register or for distribution times and locations, please visit kauai.gov COVID-19 and click on the green button that says Food Distribution. Finally, today we want to give a quick shout out to our new friend Kai Guimareas. Kai is 9 years old and is a 4th grader. While normally a student at Kapa'a Elementary, he is being homeschooled this year by his mom, Kea. Kai surprised us at the Kauai Emergency Operations Center today to say thank you for our work and gifted us this poster. Kai created this poster and a COVID handout to help spread awareness through art. Thank you, Kai, for your kindness and compassion to help protect our community. Mahalo for understanding the role you play in mitigating the spread of COVID-19 on our island. Please continue to stay home as much as possible. Refrain from social gatherings or public outings. If you must interact with people outside of your home, maintain a distance of 6 feet of separation and wear a mask, if at all possible for you to do so. Remember, my mask protects you and your mask protects me. It's a sign of respect and aloha. Do not leave home if you are sick unless you're seeking medical attention, and then only after calling your doctor first. Wash your hands frequently and clean surfaces often. Stay informed and connected during this time of social distancing. We'll continue to post updates on our official County of Kauai Facebook page or on our Kauai Emergency Management Agency page at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control is also updating its website regularly. For more information, please visit coronavirus.gov. Not everyone has internet access or follows the news, so please help to keep your loved ones informed. Be kind, take care of one another, God bless, and aloha.